Yes, that's right. It's Joe here for Joyrider TV, and you are watching Show Us Your Cat. Yes, that's right. It's Joe here for Joyrider TV, back with some more Show Us Your Cat on a Sunday afternoon, where we're going to take a look around the world at some of your boats and where it is that you sail them. Very exciting times, as always. Episode 77, I think you'll find. Whew. I'm coming to you from Wild Wind on the Greek island of Lefkos. It is the winter now here, so there's not much sailing on. We're actually coming from one of the winter boat parking facilities where we have got our one remaining assembled Hobie 16. And yes, that is an FX1 cover on the 16. And yes, it sort of fits, in case you were wondering. But that's not important right now. What is important is Show Us Your Cat. So let's jump in and have a look at what we're looking at on this week's Show Us Your Cat on Joyrider TV. Okay, we're starting off this week by heading to Dunkirk in France, where we have Arnold. Arnold has got a 1993 KL17. This KL17 was actually bought by Arnold's father when he was just 11. And then last year, Arnold bought it off his father and has undertaken a complete restoration. He says it's now almost like new. And I think you'll agree from the pictures there, she is looking pretty sharp. Once the boat was restored, Arnold with his wife took on quite an expedition, a raid as they call it in France, which is a very popular activity to do with your catamaran in France, is go on an adventure. So he sailed from Damgan to the island of Huat, and then on day 2 from Huat to Belle-Île, and then on day 3 starting the return journey. We can see here that the tent was a perfect fit for the trampoline. That's a good start. That's the accommodation taken care of. The launching trolley came along for the ride, and then the handle of the launching trolley doubled up as a great mount for the compass. It's a very good idea to take a compass with you if you're going to take on this kind of expedition. Main reason for having a compass, well, if you can't see the land, is getting a fair idea of where it is that you're going. But the other reason is if a fog comes in, it's the only way you will actually know where you're going. So good idea there. Although these days, I think most telephones can get a compass on them, which is quite handy as well. It really did look like a great expedition. And they got there and back again. The KL17, the 17, comes from the fact that it's 17 feet long. It's 2.4 meters wide, same as a Hobie 16, 150 kilograms with a 13.5 meter mainsail, polyester hulls, that's the plastic hulls which are very strong, and the boat is very simple, very strong and pretty quick. As we can see here, it's a very simple boat. And you can also see here in the video that Arnold's got a VHF radio strapped to the mast, which is a very good idea when taking on these sort of sailing expeditions, even the short ones. So thanks very much, Arnold, for sending us those pictures and video from France with your KL. Nice to see a different type of boat. Next, we're keeping it in Europe and we're heading to Germany, to Lake Zulpich, near to Cologne, where we have Nicholas. Here we can see Nicholas with a 1986 Hobie 14. He's fully restored this 14 repainted the hulls, and it's got quite a recent mainsail on there, which looks absolutely fantastic. It's a very sharp looking 14. Here we can see Nicholas mixing it up with a big fleet, a big mixed fleet. If I was in that position, I'd be tempted to sail a little bit freer just to make sure that there's no chance of other boats sailing over the top, giving you dirty wind. But of course, we can't see the complete picture of what is going on. Sometimes it doesn't go quite so well. Here's Nicholas with a very stylish dismount with his 14. Now, I hope you're ready for this, but this summer, Nicholas only went and bought a brand new 14, and oh my goodness, doesn't it look nice? That is a very, very nice looking 14. There is a big Hobie 14 fleet in Germany, and here's some pictures from a recent training event where some of the 14 sailors were getting together. Thanks very much, Nicholas, for sending us those pictures of your 14s. Don't know what you did with the old one, but I'm sure there'd be some interesting people if it was up for sale. Thanks very much. And next, we're heading across the Atlantic to Canada, quite far north to Peace River, Alberta, where we have Marty. Marty has got a 1980 Carumba Hobie 16. He just purchased this boat in 2018, and when he got it, it was quite neglected, but it did come with these absolutely stunning 1978 Orange Crusher sails that I think look in very good condition for the age, as well as the Carumba sails, of course. So when Marty got the boat, the hulls needed to be cleaned and polished. Also, there were some soft spots which needed to be repaired. But Marty is no stranger to fiberglass work, so he took those repairs on without any problem at all. All the stickers he removed from the hulls, as they were getting a bit tatty. He recovered the sidebars with some new rubber grip, rebuilt the rudder system, got a new trampoline, and now I think you'll agree this Carumba is looking ready to party. Now, Marty's done a fair bit of sailing on catamarans as the crew, but it's not until he retired that he really decided he wanted to get at the business end of the boat. So he went with his son to San Diego to have some lessons and get some certification. They did a course on a Hobie getaway. He's now happy in up to about 20 knots of breeze on his 16, and occasionally even just having a look at flying the hull. Here's a picture of Marty with his son and his grandkids. Now, those guys are bound to be next in line to getting hooked on cat sailing. Marty says the sailing in Alberta is really good, but unfortunately, because it's so far north, the season is quite short. So thanks very much, Marty, for sending us those pictures of your absolutely cooking Hobie 16. Very nice to see, and wrap up warm for the winter months. And I hope that you're able to get back out on the water before too long. So there we go. What an absolutely cooking assortment of catamarans in this week's Show Us Your Cat. Thank you very much to Marty, to Nicholas, and to Arnold for sending in those pictures and videos of your boats. Very nice indeed. If you would like your boat to be featured in an upcoming Show Us Your Cat, then all you need to do is send in either pictures or video and give me some information about your boat, where it is that you sail, who you go sailing with, anything else you can think of that might be interesting for everybody watching. And then I'll feature your boat in an upcoming episode of Show Us Your Cat. Very exciting times. Of course, you may have already sent pictures or video in but haven't yet been featured. If that is the case, then please don't worry. You will be featured in the upcoming weeks. I'm just putting the videos on in order of which they came in. Very good. What else is going on, I hear you cry? Well, we've had very little action on the speed stick from this week, so no real change there. But the speed stick is ongoing. We have got just about 4 weeks left of the current speed stick. So now is the time if you want to get on to the current speed stick. This speed stick will be archived at the end of the year, and then we'll be starting a fresh one from January. So if perhaps you don't feel that 26 knots is your kind of flavour, there will be a chance. Also going on, not a great deal, but what there is something close to 450, maybe more videos in the archive of Joyrider TV. So there's a link to the index of the videos in the description below. So just click on that and there'll be a whole lot of things that you can watch there on those long winter nights. Thanks to everybody who's been supporting the channel. Thanks very much indeed to everybody who's been ordering from totaljoyrider.com t-shirts, hoodies, cups, bottles, flags, hats, all of it. So thanks very much to everybody who's been over there. A lot of custom designs this week. If you are thinking of getting something from totaljoyrider.com for Christmas, the clock is ticking, and you'll see on the website there is a list of all the latest dates to order if you want to make sure that your order will get to you in time for Christmas. So just pay attention to that. So thanks very much. Thanks for watching. I'll be back next week with more Show Us Your Cat. I'll, of course, be back on Wednesday, 3 o'clock Greek time, for some question and answers, which is very nice. Tune in if you're not up to anything, or of course you'll be able to watch it later on. But thank you very much, and we'll see you soon with some more on Joyrider TV.